Okay, well, good Friday morning to my 8th and ninth math class. I hope it's going well for you all. We have finished Chapter 9, so this is Chapter 9 review. So this is review for 9, okay? So we're going to have a little bit of homework due on Monday, and then some due on Tuesday, and then probably take our test. We're going to try it on Wednesday or Thursday, depending on how much we understand, okay? So I'm filming outside, so it may sound a little fuzzy in the background. I don't know. We'll see. You hear some birds or something, you know, they're happy. So the first thing that we need to go over is what is a monomial? Monomial. That is when it has one term. So a monomial would be x or 8 or 3x, right? Anything like that is a monomial. Remember, a binomial, on the other hand, is something that has two terms. So it'll be x plus 2 or x squared minus x. Anything like that is going to be a binomial. Then you remember a trinomial. Trinomial is anything that has three terms. It would be like 4x minus 8 plus x squared, right? There's three of them. And if it's bigger than that, it's just all of these are called, once they get past trinomial, they are just polynomials. Okay, so that's review. Very easy, very straightforward. You guys aced that when we did it for homework. So, well done. If you need to pause it, take notes, that'd be great. Remember, the test you're gonna have, you're gonna be able to use your book on some of these. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do on the test is let you be able to look at some notes. So, if you take notes on a note card, I'll let you use it on the test. Okay, so I'm gonna clear that. Keep going. Other thing we did is we have a term that looks like this: 3x squared y squared z plus 4xy. Do you remember what we called the degree of the polynomial? It's been a long time, so if not, that's okay. But the degree of the polynomial, the way we do that is we count. So there's a 1 here and a 1 here. So this guy has a degree of 2. Does everybody remember that? Now this guy has a degree of 2 plus 2 plus 1. So his degree is 5. So that means the overall degree of the polynomial is the highest term, which in this case is the 5. So the degree of that polynomial is 5. Okay, we don't add. Okay, it's not 5 plus 2 equals 7. That's not the degree. Okay, the degree is the highest term. Okay, the highest term is 5. So let me give another example. If we had something that was like this, it was 3x squared y cubed plus 5x y squared minus x to the 8th. Okay, what would the degree of this polynomial be? The degree, well, this one has a total of 5. Does everybody see that? 2 plus 3. This one has a total of 3. This one has a total of 8, so the degree of that polynomial is 8. Okay? Because we choose the highest. It doesn't matter that there's other terms in here like 3 and x and y and 5 and x and y. It doesn't matter. All that matters is that this one has the most. Okay? So that's how we do the degree of the polynomial. Okay? One other thing that we need to review when we are doing this, what you'll see in the homework for review, is they'll give you something like this. 4x squared minus 3x plus 4y. And then they'll say x equals 2, y equals 4. Okay, all we do in this problem is you literally just plug it in. So you take this x, which is a 2, and you put it in everywhere there's an x. You take this y, which is a 4, and you put it in everywhere there's a y. So now we rewrite this as 4, and then we put parentheses, 2 squared minus 3, parentheses, times 2, plus 4 times 4. Now 2 squared here is 4, so we're going to have 4 times 4, minus 3 times 2, which is 6, plus 4 times 4, which is 16. You see this 4 times 4 simplifies to 16, minus 6, plus 16. 16 minus 6 equals 10, and 10 plus our final 16 that came from right here equals 26. So our answer would be 26. Okay, that's really not too bad. I hope you understand that. I'm going to do one more real quickly here just to, in case you got confused. So we have 5, let's say we have x squared y plus 5z minus 13. And we're going to say x equals 4, y equals 2, and z equals 7. Okay, all we do is we take this 4 and we put it where we have an x, which is right there. We take this 2 and we put it where we have a y. We take this 7 and we put it where we have our z. So we're going to have 5 times 4 squared, key part, keep that in order, then times 2, plus 5 times 7 minus 13 at the end. Now we square this first, so we get 5 times what's 4 squared is 16. All of that times 2, plus we have 5 times 7, which is 35, minus 13. Okay, I'm going to clear this top part to get me some more space. So we've reduced it down there. And so now we have 5 times 16. So you probably want to do that on your calculator. 5 times 16 is 80. So we have 80 times 2. Sorry, I'm not going to use that symbol because that might confuse you. 80 times 2 plus 35 minus 13. Okay, now that equals 80 times 2, you can probably do in your head, is 160 plus 35 minus 13. You punch that all in the calculator in one step. Plus 35 minus 13 equals 182 for our grand answer, okay? That's just by plugging this one in for the x, this one in for the y, this one in for the z. Okay, we just follow exactly what it says. Okay, the other part of our first half of our review, whoa, come back here. Other half of our review looks like this, where we have 4x squared plus 3x minus 2, all of that, plus 7x squared minus 2x plus 4. And now, if you remember, when we have an addition sign here, when we go to add, all we have to do is erase the parentheses. So I rewrite this, 4x squared plus 3x minus 2 plus 7x squared, and then I keep the signs the same. So when it's a plus, I keep these signs the same, minus 2x plus 4. Now I say, where are my like terms? 4x, 7x, 3x, negative 2x, negative 2 plus 4. And I just combine those. So when I combine the 4x and the 7x squared, I get 11x squared. Okay? Then I combine the 3x and the negative 2x, and that equals plus x. 3 minus 2 just leaves me with x. Then I take this right here, this is negative 2, and add 4 to it, and I get plus 2. That is my final answer. Okay, that's very easy. If you need to pause it or watch again, go for it. Now, here's when it's harder, is when we have x squared plus 3x plus 5 minus 2x squared minus 4x plus 3. Now, on this one, I can't just erase the parentheses. This guy stays the same, okay? That's the key part. First one stays the same. But the second one, this negative sign, has to go to each one of these terms, has to get multiplied by each one. So I get negative 2x, right? The negative just got applied to the 2x squared. But now this negative times this negative here times this negative here turns into positive 4x. And this negative times this positive turns into negative 3. Now I just do again, like terms, just underline the ones that match. Boom, boom. Now I combine. What is x squared minus 2x squared is negative x squared. What is the 3x plus the 4x? That's plus 7x. What is 5 minus 3? That is plus 2. And there's my final answer. Okay, if you need to pause at any point in there, feel free. I'm running out of time, so I want to keep this one short. The final thing that you'll need to do for this homework is the FOIL method. Okay, so I'm going to give you a harder one here. If we have something that's x plus 2 times x squared minus 2x plus 4. Okay, what we do in this problem is we just use our FOIL method. So I go x squared times this guy, and that is x cubed. I do x squared times negative 2x, and that's negative 2x squared. Do this guy times the 4, and I get plus 4x. Now I switch, and I go to the 2 times the x squared, and I get plus 2x squared. 2 times the negative, and I get negative 4x. 2 times that, and I get plus 8. Now look what happened. There's nothing like that guy. He has no friends, so he stays x cubed. Now look at this, though. This is going to cancel out with this. See, this is a negative 2x squared. This is a positive 2x squared, so those are going to cancel out, so I don't have them. Then look over here. This 4x is going to cancel out with this negative 4x. They're going to cancel out. And what am I left with? Just my plus 8. And that's my final answer. X cubed plus 8. So the key is you just got to multiply times all of them. You just got to distribute all the way across. So if you have something, for example, that looks like this, where you have, this is the simple FOIL method, right? X minus 6 times x plus 2. Right, all we do is we do x times x, and I get x squared, x times the 2, and I get plus 2x, negative 6 times x, I get negative 6x, and then I do negative 6 times plus 2, which is minus 12. I combine these guys because they're like terms, and I get x squared minus 4x minus 12. And there's my final answer, okay? So, there is a quick review. So your homework for this, okay, so the homework for this is on page 400, and we're going to do 1 through 12 all, and then we're going to do 18 through 20 all. Okay, that is the only homework that we're going to do for Monday. It's based on what we just did. It's all review because we're getting ready for our test, okay? So please email me if you have questions. I'll be grading all your homework, hopefully before this weekend is over, and then I'll let you know, especially those that may be confused. I'll be reaching out to you, and we'll be trying to take the test next week. Okay, Mr. H, over and out. Enjoy your Friday.